Good afternoon, everybody. Brandon Davis with AmeriFirst Home Mortgage here in Poland, Ohio. The weather is dreary, but not the mortgage industry. It is raining outside, and it's also raining with a lot of good information about how to buy a house, what's the market like, and in general, the market is hot. Although the seasons are changing and the temperatures are cooling, the housing market is still on fire. And so, as you're talking about in your mind, how do you plan to buy a home? One of the biggest things that comes to mind is how much of a down payment should I consider putting towards my loan balance, my mortgage? And many times, the strategies or the information that folks are being fed is coming generationally. Grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, people that purchased homes back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s when interest rates were much higher. And so when you're thinking about it from a financial perspective solely, there's a payment that needs to be comfortable, but there's also a cash to close principle that one must keep in mind. That cash to close piece, which we've talked about recently, is impacted dramatically by down payment. And in today's market, with interest rates hovering at or near 3%, in some cases into the low twos if you are considering a 15-year mortgage, it may make some sense to talk about how you could better use funds that you may have saved for purchasing a home elsewhere. Many financial planners will talk to you about the rate of return of money over time. In the market, generally speaking, 7% is a good mark to consider if you're looking at it historically speaking. How much can one earn on monies that remain invested over time? And so if you're borrowing money at 3% and you can have a payment that's responsible for you and your family as a low down payment option, 3.5%, FHA loans, 5% conventional loans, it may make some sense to keep more of the money that you might have had for your down payment in the market or invested or better used to reduce debt that you may have, like consumer loans, credit cards, paying off a car, loans that have higher rates coupled with loans that have higher payments. As an example, a mortgage in today's market will cost you for $10,000 about $450 on $100,000, $45 on $10,000. So if one is going to spend $45 for every $10,000 that they have in a loan balance, if you give me $10,000 as your mortgage banker, you can expect your loan payment to only reduce by $45. Said another way, could you use that $10,000 to pay off more expensive debt? Could you use that $10,000 to be put towards better growth in the marketplace? Could you build a nest egg with some savings? Or maybe you could do all three of those things as opposed to giving it to us as your mortgage lender. Now, make no mistake about it. The more money that you give to the lender, the safer the loan. So any lender is going to be happy that you are giving more money for down payment. However, practically speaking, it's possible in today's environment with rates so low that it would make more sense to put that money to use in other areas. We talk about these in our strategy meetings. And if you're interested to learn more, you can reach out to us. Brandon Davis with AmeriFirst, 330-565-9013. It's almost November and Halloween is Saturday. Don't get spooked by buying a house. Boo!